let's talk a little bit about the Falcons and Falcon hockey. Kind of a good week, good Monday to be a Falcon, right? Look at it, I even got notes. You know why I got this? I got this from Dave Toller. Dave Toller starts to kick in with all these little things that he looks up and finds. He kicks it down like the last 3 weeks of the season. He doesn't do much the whole year, but the last 3 weeks he kicks it down just to validate his existence and his worth to the team. So we've got records over the last 9 games. In our press release that you just saw, you guys got the press release, right, about us winning on Saturday and talked about us clinching a bye. Did it say that? Did it say that? Did it say that? Okay, I have to look back at mine because I didn't see it in mine. I didn't see clinching the bye, but you know what? Fact check me. You guys have fact checked me before, and everyone's okay. So now we can finish. We possibly finish between 2nd and 5th. This is one of the greatest accomplishments of my career, and I didn't even do anything. We are the lowest scoring team in the league, and we are now in 3rd place. And we could finish as high as 2nd. We can't finish any higher than 5th, and we are the lowest scoring team in the league. And I would like to say it's because of the coaching and how well we coach defense, but the cat's out of the bag. It's it's about Billy the Greek. We got the best. Arguably, I think we got the player of the year in our lineup in Billy. I mean, I've never heard of a team being dead last. 11 teams dead last in scoring, and we're in 3rd place, and we're going to get a bye, and we're going to finish somewhere between 2nd and 5th. Like, how does that happen? Something weird's got to happen. Obviously, we're number 2 in penalty killing in the country. That goes a lot right back to number 44 as well. So we are in a pretty good position right now. I like where we're at. We scored a few goals last weekend. We do appear to be playing our best hockey of the season right now. I said that last week. Like, our guys are, like, we look like a team out there. We're playing like a team. And, of course, Bill's continuing to do what Bill does back there. But when you go in the playoff, if you're a porous team defensively, if you're giving up a lot of goals but you score a lot of goals, when you get in the playoffs, that's usually not a good formula. But when you can play defense and you can hold the other team off the board, you've got a chance every night, even if you don't score a lot, because that's playoff hockey. So I like where we're at right now. It's amazing to me that we are where we are. I mean, just, again, last. I don't think we've ever been last in the league in anything. We're last in scoring. That's kind of an important thing. And we're last in the league in scoring. And but we're in 3rd place. We've got 2 more games left against a hot Holy Cross team. And you know how hot they are? I'll tell you how hot they are because Dave Toller just sent me this this morning. So he was here up at work early. They are the 4th hottest team over the last 9 games. And this is significant, really. No joke. They were in last place, and they were buried in last place. And they ain't buried in last place anymore. But they're 5-2-2 in their last 9 games. We're 6th. We're 4-3-2 in our last 9 games. And Sacred Heart's the one that's been on fire. 7-1-1. You don't want to draw their number in that first round. And hopefully we don't. And if we do, it's here. But I kind of like where I like where it's at. I like the direction that we're going. We are good defensively. Yeah, we got to find a way to score a few more goals. But you don't want to go into the playoffs leaking oil on the backside defensively. If you need to score a few more goals, hopefully you can get that on a given night and the guys hump it up. The other thing that was really encouraging about last weekend is we lost some guys. Trevor Stone, who's a very good player for us, Trevor got sick and couldn't make the trip. And so he wasn't there. We played on Friday without Zach Mirages, who's arguably one of our best players and one of our best defensemen. We went into the Saturday game, and Max Harper couldn't play. He had the flu. Matt Cook played with the flu all weekend. And to go into a tough place like Mercyhurst, and they've got a good team, and they're very offensive. And when they've got things going their way, they're tough to play against, and they were really tough to play against Saturday. But we went in And we've been down players, but to go in shorthanded like that and find a way to get 3 or 4 points, and trust me, if that Saturday game goes the other way, if that goes for Mercyhurst, we're in 6th place where they are, looking at them and us not being able to catch them, and then us in a battle to get home ice in the first round and not fall into 9th place. So big weekend. I like where we're at. We need to get a few more guys back. But I said this time of year, you want to be playing well defensively. We're playing pretty well defensively. We got Billy, and we scored 7 goals on the weekend. So not a lot to be disappointed about. We got Holy Cross this weekend. They're a team that's on a run, 5-2-2 in their last 9. And so we want to go into the playoffs with some traction. We don't want to back our way in there. We want to win our way in there and have some momentum going into that bye week. And one thing we know, we're not going to have a crippled opponent coming in. These guys are playing good hockey, and anything that we can salvage in terms of points is going to be a nothing but value added moving forward.
You scored 7 goals this weekend. Was there anything different? A little more gritty, just taking more shots?
We had a pile of shots on Friday, and we had a pile of shots the weekend before. We didn't have as many shots on Saturday, but Mercyhurst played better. I just think this is a game that it's going to be a little bit cyclical. I mean, unless you just have a really high-powered team, like I think scoring is going to be cyclical. It's going to be based a lot on just the bounces in the game. And one thing, we played with the lead. That really helped us on Saturday. We played with the lead, and that's another stat. Toll, what's our record when we score that first goal? It's pretty darn good, isn't it? 10-1-1. That's not bad, especially with a team that's only won 15 games collectively. So obviously, again, we're not splitting atoms. This is hockey, and for a team that doesn't score very much, scoring the first goal is huge. And it forces the opponent to play the game that you want to play. When you fall behind, now you've got to open things up and try to catch back up. And sometimes, things get out of control and don't go your way. So, hopefully we can, find a way to continue to score the first goal in most of our games, because that's obviously a proven formula. And, we are focusing. We have focused. We've talked about it, about, having a shoot-first mentality. And I think you need to have that in hockey in this day and age. It's just everybody plays, the coaches are, the teams are coached just too well. Defensively, everybody's got good goaltending, big goalies that are hard to beat. And I think a little bit has to do with volume. You create some luck by just manufacturing as many shots as you can at the opposing net.
You mentioned you have the bye. You can't finish worse than 5th. Are you worried about complacency for your team?
Well, right now we got something to play for. So I'm not worried about complacency, because right now we're sitting in 5th, and the top 5 teams get a bye, but only the top 4 get home ice. So we've still got some work to do. Otherwise, we finish in 5th. We're going to have to go on the road. We'll get the bye, but we'll have to go on the road like we did last year against Army. So there's a lot of incentive to play. And the other thing is, I think right now the guys are feeling good. They're having fun. They're feeling good about themselves. We just really haven't had any weak links out there, and we had weak links every night. We had weak links in some way, shape, or form. And do we make mistakes? Yeah, we make some mistakes, but our freshmen don't look like freshmen anymore. And collectively as a team, I just like the way we're competing, the way we look. We're all playing good hockey, and when you're playing good hockey like that, you look forward to the games and you look forward to competing. And the biggest thing for us is just to stay in that groove. And I think a little trick, I don't see it being a problem this weekend. If you're not ready this weekend, we still have some work to do, and we want to finish as high as we can in the standings, and we certainly want to get home ice in that quarterfinal. But the trick might be is in that week off, the 2 weeks between our game next Saturday with Holy Cross, and then almost 2 weeks later on that Friday game, is just kind of keeping it going and maintaining it and keeping your edge, so you're sharp going into that quarterfinal.
Now would be a really bad time for a flu outbreak. Are you passing around the hand sanitizer?
We do everything that we can. Matt Cook's got the flu right now, and I know that he's not coming down to the rink today. We've adjusted our schedule this week because of it. Generally we practice on Monday and Tuesday, take Wednesday off, or pardon me. Generally, we practice Monday and Wednesday. We take Tuesday off because obviously we traveled yesterday. We don't want to take 2 days in a row off. Today, we like this week, we've chosen to take today off and take Wednesday off because we have guys sick, and practice Tuesday and Thursday. That's going to give us one less day of practice, but also it's going to, at this time of the season, I don't think it's, rest is a weapon. And I think it's never a bad call to err to the side of rest during this time of the year. I think you're gonna, if something bad is to happen, you're gonna blame yourself. You're gonna hold yourself a lot more responsible if you were trying to do too much, trying to cram 10 pounds of meat in a 5-pound bag, as opposed to just like, hey, all right, let's just take today. We'll take Wednesday. We'll practice Tuesday hard. We'll come back. We'll have a typical Thursday practice. There really should be no, unless you're sick, there should be no reason why we don't have bright eyes and a lot of energy on Friday night.